Neil Simon timeless romantic comedy Barefoot in the Park, starring the delightful Deeksha Kanti and ever-charming ArunKumar. This scene dives into the world of newlyweds couple, so stay tuned. Thank you.
I'm beginning to wonder if you are capable of having a good time.
Why? Because I like to wear my gloves in the winter?
No, because there isn't the least bit of adventure in you. Do you know what you are? You're a watcher. There are watchers in this world, and there are doers. And watchers sit around watching the doers do. Well, tonight, you asked and I did.
Yeah, well, it was harder for me to watch what you did than it was for you to do what I was watching.
You won't let your hair down for a minute. You couldn't even relax for one night. Boy, Paul, sometimes you act like a...
What? A stuffed shirt?
I didn't say that.
That's what you're implying.
That's what you're anticipating. I didn't say you are a stuffed shirt, but you are extremely proper and dignified.
I'm proper and dignified? When? When was I proper and dignified?
All right. The other night at Delphino's. You were drunk, right?
Right, I was stoned.
There you are. I didn't know until you told me in the morning. You're a funny kind of drunk, Paul. You just sat there, looking unhappy and watching your coat.
I was watching my coat because I saw someone else watching my coat. Look, if you want, I could get drunk for you sometime. I'll show you a slope and it'll make your ass stand on end.
It isn't necessary.
Do you know? Last New Year's Eve, I punked an old woman. Don't tell me about drunks.
All right, Paul.
When else? When else was I proper and dignified?
Always. You always dress right. You always look right. You always say right things. You're very close to being perfect.
That's a rotten thing to say.
I have never seen you without your jacket. I always feel like such a slob as compared to you. Before we were married, I was sure that you slept with this tie.
No. Just for very formal sleeves.
You won't even go to a candy store and ask the lady for Tootsie Roll. You have got to walk up to the counter, point at that thing and say, I will have that thing in a brown and white wrapper.
That's ridiculous.
And you are not. That's just the trouble. Like Thursday night, why didn't you walk with me barefoot in the Washington Square Park?
Very simple answer. It was 17 degrees.
Exactly. It's very sensible and logical. Except it isn't any fun.
Look, maybe I'm too proper and dignified for you. Maybe you would have been happier with someone a little more colorful and flamboyant. Like the geek.
Well, he would be much more fun than a stuffed shirt.
Whoa. I thought you said I wasn't.
Well, you are now.
I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to listen. I've got a case in court in the morning.
Where are you going?
I'm going to sleep now.
Now? How can you sleep now?
I'm going to close my eyes and start counting niches.
You are not going to sleep. We are having a fight.
You are having a fight. When you're through, turn off the lights.
Oh, that get me insane. You can't even control your emotions.
Look, Corie, I'm just as upset as you are. When I get hungry, I eat. When I get tired, I sleep. You eat and sleep too. Don't deny it, I've seen you.
Not in the middle of a crisis.
What crisis? You're just yelling a little.
You don't consider this a crisis? Our whole marriage hangs in a balance.
It does? When did that happen?
Just now. It's suddenly very clear to me that you and I have absolutely nothing in common.
Why? Because I refuse to walk barefoot in the park in winter? You haven't got a case, Corie. Adultery is. Cold feet, no.
Do not oversimplify this. I'm angry. Can't you see that?
It's 2:15 in the morning. If I can sleep in about half an hour, I get around 5 hours of sleep. I'll call you from court tomorrow and we can fight over the phone.
You are not going to sleep. You are going to stay here and fight to save our marriage.
If our marriage hinges on breathing fish balls and poofla poo pie, it's not worth saving. I'm now going to crawl into a tiny little single bed. If you care to join me, we're going to sleep from left to right tonight.
You won't discuss it. You're afraid to discuss it. I married a coward!
Corie, there is one thing which I've learned in court. Be careful when you are tired and angry, because you will say something which you will soon regret. I'm now tired and angry.
And a coward.
And now I will say something which I will soon regret. Maybe you're right. Maybe we have nothing in common. Maybe we rushed into the marriage a little too fast. Maybe love isn't enough. Maybe two people have to be checked for more than a blood test. They need to be checked for common sense, emotional maturity, and understanding.
All right. Why don't you get it passed in the Supreme Court that only couples bearing a letter from their psychiatrist that they're well adjusted are permitted to be married?
You are impossible.
You're unbearable.
You belong in a nursery school.
Well, it would be a much more fun than a home for fuddy-duddies.
All right, Corie. Let's not go.
Don't you touch me! Don't you touch me! I don't want you near me. Ever again.
Now wait a minute, Corie.
No! I can't even look at you. I can't even be in the same room with you.
Why?
I just can't. Not when you feel this way.
When I feel what way?
The way you feel about me.
Corie, you are hysterical.
I'm not hysterical, Paul. I know exactly what I'm saying. It's not good between us. And it will never be again.
Holy cow.
I'm sorry, I don't want to cry.
Oh, for Pete's sake, cry, go and cry.
Don't you tell me when to cry. I'm not going to cry. I will cry when I want to cry. And I am not going to cry until you are out of this apartment.
What do you mean, out of this apartment?
Well, you certainly do not think that we are going to stay here after tonight, do you?
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. I want a divorce.
A divorce? What?
All right, so I can't talk about it anymore. Good night.
Where are you going?
To sleep. You can't say we didn't try.
Almost 2 whole weeks.
It's better than knowing in 2 years
Or 20.
or 50.
Lucky aren't we?
We are luckiest couple in the world.
I thought you were going to cry.
But you were